Hello, good evening. In a few minutes, I'll start about the opportunities and study in Europe. So I request everyone to mute yourself so that there won't be any kind of disturbance in the presentation. So now I will go through about study in Europe. First, I will start with the Europe map. So Europe is basically a comprises of 44 countries. Under European Union, there are 28 countries. Most of these countries are Schengen visa rules. Schengen visa means generally a student who has received visa from France can go and can travel to Germany for a travel or for job prospects, for interviews, or for travel, for any other kind of leisure or professional related travel for the students or for other purposes, for to meet any students or to meet any kind of your relatives or anyone. The Schengen visa rules permits that. Okay, so coming to the next is education in Europe. For every citizen in European Union, the education is free because it's called as a fundamental right. Germany, Italy, Hungary, and France also, they provide kind of low tuition fees, and even there are cases that there is no tuition fees for international students as well. And major important point for giving this benefit to international students is population is declining in European Union countries, especially in the Western Europe, and the education is top class due to the reason their national languages are like our state languages like Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, and everything. So their regional languages are German, French, Polish, or Italian, Spanish, like that. Most of the research in these European universities are done in their domestic language. Because of that, the rankings of the universities are lower. So this is one of the advantage, and this is one of the disadvantage for international students to understand the ranking of the universities. So coming to the other thing is there are universities in Europe are like public universities as well as private universities. To give a simple answer, in Poland, public and private universities, both the universities charge the same, like 2,000 to 4,000 euros per year for master courses and 1,000 to 3,000 euros for bachelor courses. So this is a kind of education that every student will be receiving, and all the education is provided as 24 months. Means it includes 6 months of internship or master thesis. So difference between public universities and private universities. In public universities, the tuition fees start from zero. It can go up maximum up to 3,000 euros per year. And courses in the private universities, the courses basically goes with job oriented style, majorly the job oriented. In the public universities, it's a research oriented, and what you call for the next level like PhD or R&D related oriented kind of courses they will teach in public universities. In private, to give a simple difference to understand everyone is, for example, if you want to study a brand management or a digital marketing or a strategic management, so these kind of courses are kind of unique courses and unique job roles in the industries. So public universities can't afford the faculty cost. So these things you will be able to get in private institutions only. For example, luxury and brand management, and another thing is called what you call investment banking, corporate finance. So these kind of flamboyantic name in the industries. So you need to get into the private schools only, and application process will be very faster in private, as the number of students will not apply for private because there is a tuition fees, especially in comparison to Europe. If you compare the private school tuition fees with US or Australia or UK, so still the cost of education is very less. Sorry, in private universities in Europe. Okay, public and employability. Employability in Europe is very high if a student or if they are performing well in their internships and everything, the absorbing capacity is faster when compared to others. Okay, in Europe, for example, you are hearing the layoffs in US. US companies can lay off left and right. In Europe, they are completely abide to a rule called labor law. They cannot fire you on overnight. So they need to give you a notice and everything. So that is another advantage. And most of the universities, either it's a public or private, their industry connections are very strong because these industries are going to fund, either it's a public universities or private universities will be funded by the industries in the vicinity of the university. So the students will also able to get the internships, paid internships, and also the alumni network of these public and private universities are very strong. Every alumni network will support the student, means will support the institution. It's not like what you call, there are institutions where they don't have any kind of alumni network. So they work on this alumni network because to improve the employability and to improve the understanding about what industry required, so that they can teach the same in the institution. This is available in private institutions. Even to say is called supply chain management is also very industry oriented. So most of these courses are available in private institutions like data science, data analytics, big data, and everything. So coming to the next slide, major economies in Europe. Why I'm consider pointing out this major economies are these are the countries where the size of the economy and per capita income or GDP or GSDP or GNP or monthly average salary of the what you call the job roles are very high. Germany and France are like superpowers of Europe as well as the world. Italy, Spain comes next. Netherlands, Poland, Sweden are comes in the third category of the things. Yes, there are other countries also very good like Latvia, Lithuania, Hungary, very good. But size of the economy is less. Still, they contribute very huge in the things of GDP and everything. And also the jobs are also very good. The average salary in Germany and France has remained same, like it starts from 3,000 to 4,000 euros as an average salary for a nor for an entry level jobs. If you are a technical job, it starts from 4,000 to 8,000 in these countries. In all these seven countries, it ranges from 4,000 to 8,000 euros a year. Other rest of the European nations, excluding Scandinavia, like Finland, Denmark, Norway, these three countries are also considered in the same category of average salaries of 4,000 to 8,000, but they are not in a major economies like $1 trillion economy. It is not $1 trillion economy. They come below Sweden. So that is the reason I have not mentioned in this. Okay. And living expenses across Europe, wherever you go, your living expenses will remain almost intact between 40,000 to 60,000 rupees a month. It includes your what do you call your accommodation, your food, your transportation, your what do you call other miscellaneous expenses like telephone, internet, power bill, and everything together. So opportunities for higher education in Europe. Most of these countries are preferred by Indian students. Like Germany stands first in Europe. Second is France. Third is Netherlands, Sweden, Poland, Italy. So the upcoming countries in Europe are Latvia, Lithuania, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Hungary, Spain, Ireland. Of course, it is a UK, but Northern Ireland it parts of Europe. So that is the reason we have mentioned Ireland also part of European Union. So there's another advantage for the students who are looking here. There is a lot of Indian community is available, so Indian students are no need to worry. Okay, and in every country and every university there is a standard limit for international students. So based on that only the applications and the visas and everything will be taken care with the what you call in the whole system. So you should be very careful in understanding to understand about applications or to understand about what you call the visas and visa procedures and everything. Most of the visa process for Europe is done through VFS. Okay, so VFS is an agency which works with the consulate and in between students and the consulates. Okay, so Germany, France has a consulate in Bangalore. Netherlands is one of the unique style is where the university will take responsibility good to get you an approval for the visa. Sweden, yes, you again university will take care. So Italy and Poland are in a little bit risky situation when comparison to other countries because the visa conversion ratio is a 50-50. So be careful when you're talking to any consultancies or any counselors or anyone to understand this particular visa point. That is most important point in the whole thing. And every country will have a visa interview. You should be able to answer like why am I going, why this course, why this university, the funding pattern, the financial literacy about your family should be aware to a student to explain in the interview. So why students should consider Europe? One is the cost of education is always less in comparison to US, Australia, and Canada. There are good PR opportunities. If student learns local language, then the Europe itself is like a gold mine. You will never go into a drought of any kind of job loss or salaries or anything. Many jobs are designed for part-time and only for students, like supermarkets, like what you call insurance sales, like travel agencies, like local guide, the restaurants, and what you call senior care living. There are many this kind of things are basically made only for students. You will not see anybody else working in these kind of cafes and all. Living expenses can be managed with the part-time jobs. Yes, that's obviously true. You can earn between 3 euros to 20 euros per hour. So there are 300 types of scholarships are available, like merit scholarship, non-merit, then Indian government, their government, then state governments of India are also providing some kind of scholarships and student-friendly environment. The minimum budget required to study a master's in Europe is 10 lakhs. For example, you can study with in Italy, in Poland, in Latvia, Lithuania, you can study with cost of 10 lakhs. If you manage the part-time, if you get a good part-time job with a 10 euros per hour and all, then even you can study in Germany with the same budget. You can study in France for the same budget. Okay, and most important thing everybody should remember is France public universities, the deadline is every year Jan 10th. So any applications a student should apply with any tuition fee starts from zero in France, it should be a Jan 10th. So the applications open from November 15 to Jan 10th for public universities in France. So you should be very careful with respect to the deadlines for the public universities in Europe, because many of us will say no, it is possible and all. Yes, public universities are possible, but the course that you are looking might be available or might not be available. You should be very careful in that. So coming to common points for Europe for students, like 20 hours of part-time job, average salary for part-time like 4 euros to 18 euros per hour, then Erasmus and Erasmus Plus scholarships, Schengen visas, master course duration from 16 to 24 months, bachelor course is from 36 to 48 months, then tuition fees at public university starts from 0 to 3,000 euros. Then unique points for students like Poland, there is no limitation of number of hours for part-time jobs. France, only country provides 24 months post-study visas and also 5 years of extension for entrepreneurial visa. Netherlands university process student visa, I already mentioned. Denmark, upcoming country in Europe to recruit more Indian students to their universities. And I already mentioned about Schengen visa rules, 90 days free visa travel across Europe under Schengen rules. And for Germany and Sweden, 16 years of mandatory education is required to study masters in Germany and Sweden, public universities. In private universities in Germany, yes, 15 years of education is allowed. And education gap, there is no impact for admission and visa, no impact of number of backlogs that a student are holding. Need proper explanation for the gap. For example, you have any gap of 3 years, 4 years, why that gap, and you should have certain documents for that. And post-study visa, France provides 2 years of extension of visa, the only country. Germany provides 1.5 years. Like Poland provides 1.25, that is 15 months, we call it as. Rest of the Europe provides approximately 9 to 12 months of post-study visa. This post-study visa, a student have to utilize for to find the job, so that once the student is having the job, then the visa extension will be easy and it will be done automatically, because your employer will support you for the visas. Easy visa accessible countries for students, one is France, Sweden, Netherlands, Hungary, Ireland, Germany, Slovakia, Spain. Based on the this visa, easy visa accessible based on your time of admissions, process of visa application, documents required for the visas, and what you call the visa interview, and the processing time for the visa. Based on this, the rankings are given starting from the France till Spain. Okay, so that is what we talk about easy visa accessible. So medium to difficult is Italy, Poland, Czech Republic, Baltic nations, Finland, and Switzerland. Generally, every student will have a question on what documents we need to prepare for students who are applying for Europe. So these documents are generally common for any country you apply in Europe. Like for example, your 10 standard mark sheet, 12 standard mark sheet for bachelor course. In a way, for master course, either it's a BCom, BBA, BCA, BSc, or BE. You should be very careful in taking the or a law graduate should be very careful in looking into this, because a law, business law is always acceptable in Europe. If you are coming for a criminal law or any other law, so better to avoid Europe. So architecture is very good in France, Italy. So you can look into that. For example, if you're looking for a civil engineering, so if you are looking for a construction management, then Europe is not a good destination. Okay, for construction management, you should always look into US, UK, Australia, because that course is available there only. Here they call it as a risk management, which includes mathematical calculations. Okay. So like that, every country has a different thing. For aeronautical, aerospace, France, Netherlands, Sweden, Germany, Poland are very good, including Italy. Okay, so like that, you need to understand which course in Europe, which country is very good for that particular segment, so that it will be very good to understand for any student. So academic documents, then resume, it should have a photo and it should be one page. Okay, you should make sure it is a one page, and a passport, valid passport, and letter of recommendation. For Europe, we require only two numbers. Okay, letter of motivation. We suggest, if you are writing a letter of motivation, it is also called a statement of purpose. Course wise, if you are applying for data science, one SOP, data management, one SOP, cyber security, one SOP, or you can make it as per the university wise. So IELTS in Europe, it is required for what you call in Germany, Netherlands are the most important thing, and Ireland. GRE is required for certain universities in Germany. So GMAT is required for top B schools in Europe. Foreign language certificate generally required for what you call Germany. Apart from Germany, no other country will ask for foreign language certificate. For private universities in Germany, even this certificate is also not required. So visa document checklist, like visa application form, visa photos, university documents, generally it called as a fee received, fee acknowledgement, or a university offer letter. In Italy, they also called as a pre-enrollment thing. So that is most important. So financial documents here, you need to understand two things. One is a sponsorship documents, and another is your personal financial documents like bank account. If you have a credit card, PAN card, your sponsor details. If they're working as a business, you need to submit your parents' business documents as well as sponsors personal financial documents together. So that gives a weightage to the financial documents. Then travel documents is generally a flight ticket, accommodation, insurance. Sponsors additional documents are also required in case if they are working, so you need to provide a salary slips and everything. So you should be very careful in arranging these documents. And also PAN card, Aadhaar card is also required. Make sure don't keep any kind of fake documents in for the visa. The moment they come to know, so your visa will be refused. Today Italy visa is getting delayed because of this. There are, even the consulate is directly saying there are 50% of the students are submitting fake documents. So be careful if you are applying for Italy. So admission intakes. So Germany, generally there are three intakes, that is March, April, and September. France, there is January and September. So make sure the what you call this one, public universities in France only September. Italy only September for public universities. Poland March and September. Netherlands March and September. Sweden January and September. Baltic nations only September. So 100% of the universities will accept applications for September intake. So the remaining universities will only accept for January intake based on the number of seats left out. So try to concentrate more towards September intake. So fee payments, tuition fees always differs from country to country and institutions to institution. Italian public universities, you don't need to pay any kind of tuition fees until your visa. Baltic means like Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, Poland, Slovakia. You have to pay your first year tuition fees. Public universities in Germany, France, and other European nations, students need to pay the enrollment fees like 100 euros or 80 euros, 200 euros, like that. And also, private institutions will collect 10% to 25% of your tuition fees upon receiving the offer letter, so that they will provide you a further documents for your visas. So education loan, there are different types of education loan. There is loan against collateral, then loan against non-collateral means based on your financial documents they'll give you. There is another called as unsecured loan where the banks or anybody they don't keep any of your financial documents nor your personal documents. Then most easiest loan is gold loan. In case if you have gold at your home, so you can avail that gold loan till your visa. After the visa, you can use your personal funds for managing your living expenses or your education thing, because most of the universities and most of the institutions in Europe you can manage with that 15 to 20 lakhs of budget, because you also work as a part time. So that's another additional advantage for most of the students. So immigration interview, basically this happens before you leave India. After you land into the country, they will ask you which country. While leaving from India, they will ask you which country are you flying from, which country are you coming this. They will ask you when you are in that country, which university, financial details, sponsor details, accommodation, contact details of university, accommodation, medical history if you have anything. So like that they will ask you so many questions. You don't need to get panic because you have all the information with you. Carry a one set of extra documents along with you so that you can address any of these issues in the immigration counters before traveling or after landing. So you should be very careful in these kind of things, or else they will be deporting back to you to home country. So recently you saw they found fake documents in the Canada visa. So 700 students have been deported from Canada. There are a number of students have every year they will be deported from US. So like that it will not happen in Europe. Still we should be very careful in our documents. So what student should do after reaching the destination? Like the student should do a university enrollment, then the meet the department head or a course head, complete the local residence permit procedures, bank account procedures, accommodation agreement, utility connections, and others. So every student need to understand all these things to what you call to settle down faster, so that you don't need to depend on any seniors and all. Try to avoid seniors in any kind of process that you want. Go and meet your own representatives of this particular in charge in any country or any university or any department, so that you'll build yourself. That is most important aspect of this going abroad. So for detailed counseling, you can contact these two numbers and follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook for regular updates. So with this, most generalized information and opportunity-wise details I have shared. One more thing, we generally do a counseling based on your requirements. That is called your financial capacity, your percentage, your the course requirement, and everything. Based on that, we do the counseling. We will not push you to any country, or we will not force you to join any institutions. Even after admissions, you can even ignore joining any country. There is no problem. But you should be very clear in selecting country or in selecting the course or in choosing any consultancy as well. Yes, I'm representing a consultancy, but still I'm suggesting you be careful with everything. There are universities in UK and certain universities in Europe also, where you will not see a single foreigner in your class. You'll see only Indians. So try to avoid these kind of universities and these kind of consultancies for your betterment procedures and for your betterment in your career perspectives. So if you have any questions, you can ask. Okay. Uh, so or else you can connect us through any of the medium, or you can visit our office. We are located in Church Street. Okay. So my presentation is over. If you have any questions, you can ask. You can raise the hands so that I will allow you to ask the questions if you have anything. Hello. Yeah, Prithvi, you can ask the question.
Sir, I wanted to know how early one should start planning.
You should plan at least 6 to 9 months of gap from your, for example, for September, if you are traveling for your education, so you should be start by January or February or March.
Okay.
Any other question?
Uh, can I ask one more last?
Yeah, yeah, you can ask.
Okay. So, what do you think? How important in today's time, after English being accepted in European countries, is it important to know languages?
See, in the capital cities of Europe, you don't need to worry. Okay, when you go to interior or when you are with certain senior people and all, so you better to know the language. By, for example, I'll tell you, knowing German, it will give access to 40% of the Europe. Knowing French will give you access to additional 30 countries along with the countries that they speak English. Learning Spanish can open complete South American market for your employment. Okay, so even knowing French will get you a PR in Canada, like in the Quebec region. So that's an advantage by learning. Anyway, you will be there for 2 years. So learning will be always easy when you are staying there.
Okay.
Your employability will become faster when you know the language. For example, if you are trying with English only, so you may take 6 months, but when you know the language, it will be 1 month. So that fast you can get the access.
Okay.
Because people should be able to coordinate with you, right?
Right. Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yeah. So generally, Italy process goes with first is we will evaluate whether you are eligible or not. Then the process we will start. Okay. So for Italy, generally, most of the good universities will end their applications by 30th of April. So if you are interested, you can start the process immediately. Any other questions? So again, next week we will be organizing one more on only on study in France. So you can attend. Most of the every Saturday we will be organizing a webinar on one of the other country. So you can attend, or you can also share with your friends and other family members if they are interested to attend. Okay. So note down the numbers as I already mentioned, like 9686 9 898888 and 960 686 8888. So for anything, even if you put a message in WhatsApp, they will get back to you immediately. See, generally, when you are looking for animation course or graphic design, everything, it is the courses are available in private institutions. Under public universities, this course is not available. So you should be very careful in selecting. So once you visit the office, definitely we will guide you better on that particular course. So you don't need to worry about that. Another thing is that if you are looking for a computer science or anything, yes, you can do it in Italy, not an issue. Yes, Abram, you can talk.
Doing this bachelor's program in Germany, you need to go for student colleague, I suppose.
That is 1 year German language you will learn there, or you can study 1 year here in a reputed colleges and everything. Then you can quit and go. But the bachelor's in Germany is little bit difficult because either it will be partially English and partially German, or it is most of the courses are in German language. Very less number of universities in Germany they provide full English course.
So learning German and studying in German language will be difficult, you are telling.
Learning language is not difficult, okay, but it takes time.
Okay, okay. But getting admission into the student college in public university, what is the procedure?
That we have to apply directly to them.
You can guide on that.
We can help you.
So I should contact in that phone number.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Germany is better compared to France, or what is it? France means again
Depends
French to learn.
depends on the course, sir. It is not like this course or that course. Depends on the course that you are looking.
Management courses, management courses,
Management, exactly which management course?
international business studies, something like that.
International business and all. You can look. You can study what you call France. Also, you can look into it. In Germany, also you can look into it. There is no problem.
And job prospects is good in both the countries.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And one more advantage with us is we visit students when they are abroad. Very less percentage of consultant visits students when they are abroad.
So you help in getting admission into the private colleges, universities.
So private and public depends on their requirements.
Okay, okay, thank you.
There is no kind of I will only do it this, I will only doing that and all. Depends on your requirement, we will guide. And depends on the time of application starting procedure also more important here. And the course should also available in public universities. Like international business is available. If you are asking, for example, data science, big data analytics, or branding, so those courses are not available in public universities, especially in Germany or in France or in Italy or in whatever in Poland. Nowhere it is available. Any other questions, sir? So, Fernandez, you can ask question. Okay. Thank you for attending the webinar. If you have any questions, you can visit our office or you can contact the numbers which I have already spoken to you in the.
Yeah.
My name is Shiva.
Uh, Good afternoon, good evening, sir. See,
Yeah, yeah.
we
Tell me.
visited your office, and when we
Okay.
asked them about animation and designing in Italy, they said that
Private
even
institutions.
public universities offer this course.
No, there was some miscommunication. I have corrected that.
Okay, okay. Now,
Yes.
how much will it be if I have to go to a private university?
See, in private universities in Italy, it varies between 6,000 euros to 20,000 euros for a complete course. It
Okay,
depends on whether the course is available for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. Generally, these animation courses, they call it as a certification course, they take in between 12 to 24 months. So here there will be kind of a three-level courses. One is an entry-level course like the basic, then intermediate and advanced. So based on your requirement, we need to work. We need to share the list of institutions with you when you start for the profile evaluation.
okay. And this
Yeah.
will, I'll graduate with a degree if I do this?
Can you repeat?
Will I graduate with a degree certificate after I
Yes,
do this
yes,
course?
yes. The degree, it will be considered as a bachelor degree.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So you don't need to worry about your jobs or anything. So don't worry about that.
And that comes under a BSc degree, right?
Few call it as BSc, few call it as bachelor's.
Okay.
That does
Okay.
not matter, because in your profession or the line of course that you are selecting, there in India, most of them they do the certification course. No one will do it in a degree.
Hmm.
So that
Okay.
one basically the course goes basically with the execution part, how good you are designing in a practical perspective.
Okay.
Even a fine arts person can also enter graphic design, because designing is a major step in this graphic design, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, sir.
sure. Okay, fine. Thank you for everyone for attending this seminar.